Hey everyone, today I'll be going over problem 921 on Leetcode, minimum add to make parentheses valid. So, as you know, the parentheses need to be totally balanced. That's all this stuff is saying. If we look at the constraints, each character is only going to contain parentheses. So, basically, if we take this test case here, you can see it's unbalanced. To make it balanced, you'd actually have to write it like that. So really all we're doing is counting the amount of parentheses we would have to add to make it balanced. So really it just needs like an equal number of parentheses, but not only that, but they need to have matching open and closed parentheses. So to do that, it's actually very simple. It says minimum add to make it valid, but really it's just asking minimum add to make it balanced. So what we're going to do is we're going to have two things, our result, so that's the amount of adds we do, and the current balance, and I'll call this val. So current balance, current res. So the idea here with balance is we're going to increment it when we see an opening and decrement it when we see a closing to kind of keep them accounted for. So we know at the end we're going to return res, and then we also want to go through the string. So go through each character in the string. The easy case is it an opening? If it's an opening parentheses, let's just increment balance. If it's not, then we know that it's a closing because like I said, there's only these two characters in the string. So next what we want to check is there an opening parentheses to account for this? So else if val is less than or equal to 0. So this is basically saying, hey, we don't have any opening parentheses to account for this closing parentheses. So what does that mean? It means that we have to add one. It required an add because it's invalid at that point. Else, what this means is it's a closing and there is a parentheses to account for it. So all we do is decrement balance. So that means it's completely unified and everything is fine. So I'm going to run this and it's actually going to be wrong and I'll tell you why. Everything is good for the most part. This one won't be wrong, but this one will be. So say we have a bunch of opening here. Let's run this. And the reason why this just shows 0 is because if you think about it, it's just going to hit this first if block every time. It's just going to keep incrementing balance and it's never going to have any problems. And we never incremented res, so it's just going to stay 0. So really at the end, balance needs to be 0 because it needs to be at an equilibrium. It can't be negative, it can't be positive. So let's just return res plus val because if there's anything in balance, that would mean we needed to add closing parentheses to account for those. So let's run that again on that same test case. It should be correct this time. And there we go. Let's submit this. And there we go, 100%. So let's talk about space and time. Space is the easy one. It's constant. It's because we only really use variables to store anything. Time, it's just O of n because we're just going through the string. Just a few if statements inside of there. And then that's it. So yeah, space O of 1, time O of n. Hope this made sense. Hope this was easy. Thank you for watching.